Alright, so it's time to go to YouTube school. See, I have made plenty of fan fiction videos. Usually if I want to hide a piece of information, like if I want to put a piece of information out there, but I don't want to just come out and say it, I'll make up some sort of like fan fiction about a creator and then I'll slip it in there. Kind of like when I did the whole one with Mr. Guns and Gears, a doppelganger, when really the point of that video was to show you how to make a machine gun. So let's look at a couple of my samples, just so you know I'm telling the truth.
The RA, the gun collector, veteran 8, and...
As many of you may already know, unfortunately this just came to my attention, Mr. Guns and Gear is being held in captivity. If you do not know who Mr. Guns and Gear is, he actually started his career in 2006 with various films. He's pretty open about that. Amateur gynecologist. I'm going to teach you how to take suck my ass, cop on these nuts. I'm going to deliver a hot steamy to your face, and then recently became a gun reviewer. If you've ever wondered if his channel is also a low-key nod to his youth, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, because you're not alone.
Hello, Dr. Green Thumb. Paging Dr. Green Thumb. Hello, my name is Dr. Green Thumb. Hello. I'd like to tell you just where I'm from. In the hills where the trees grow wild with wheat fields. The pigs with shields holding the blue steel. Greenhouse effect with the seed connect. DEA can't keep the green thumb in check. HPS, God bless the whole crop. Please, God, don't let me see no cops.
Well, 76.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I'm okay with that too. Yeah.
All right.
Now, I had made a fan fiction about somebody we all know, Paul Harold. And I am getting just a ridiculous amount of comments, usually along the lines of, you're money hungry, you're trying to ride on his coattails, you're using clickbait to grow your channel. First off, the money thing. You don't want creators to stop being paid. That little 5-second annoying commercial is paying for the content you used to have to pay for out of your hard-earned cash. I used to buy these in a ridiculous amount, which I don't even want to talk about because it's embarrassing. But alright, so this is like, what, 40 minutes long. The cost of the DVD is $19.99. Then there's like $6 shipping and handling. That breaks down to I'm paying out of my pocket about 65 cents a minute for the same stuff I can get on YouTube for free now. The amount of magazines I used to buy is just incredible. Like, I almost cried when I threw them all away because there's no point in having them anymore. If I wanted to reference a piece of information out of there, it would take me a couple of hours to dig through it, find the article, find the piece of information, and then reference it, where now I can just jump on my smartphone, type in what I'm looking for, and boom, there's the information right there. I used to buy a whole bunch of Bill Hackathorn DVDs, that Wilson guy, I can't remember his name. And the worst part about these is, so you got this DVD right here, where's the comment section? This piece of information is frozen in time. It will never evolve. Where information on YouTube always evolves, because there's a comment section, the creators learn from the comment section, they change their opinions about different things, and their content changes and gets more and more evolved. It's always in motion. It's never static like it would be on a DVD. You don't want to go back to these times. It was terrible. You could still learn, but it was extremely expensive. So anyway, I made that fan fiction about Paul Harold, and I'm getting those comments. And I don't know if they don't understand how YouTube works. I mean, don't get me wrong, in a large majority of his videos, he'll just be like, so there's a percentage of my audience that, he won't say it in these words, I'm paraphrasing, that have some sort of learning disability, or they're not able to learn correctly, so I have to break my information down longhand and go through it that way. I apologize to everyone, but I'm sorry, my audience is just that way. My audience is not that way, so I'm going to school you guys on it, and then anybody that makes those comments from now on, I'm just going to link this video to there so they actually understand how YouTube works and how ridiculous their statements are. Now, this is the evolution of YouTube. This might not be in the exact order, and I might be missing something, but it kind of gives you the nuts and bolts so you get it. So, in the beginning, what mattered was clicks. That's why when YouTube was still pretty young, every single video had cleavage in it, or some sort of sexy girl, or something like that, because all they mattered for ranking the video was how many clicks did it get. They realized that there was a lot of garbage content that they were promoting, so they're like, okay, we can't do clicks anymore because you can just use some sort of person or something in a thumbnail and it'll do okay. Next became percentage watched. So if you had a 5-minute video, how much of that 5-minute video did people actually watch? Well, people figured it out. And that's when YouTube got full of a whole bunch of like 15-second and 30-second like person falling off a trampoline or something like that. Again, real garbage content. Yes, they got rid of the sexy girls out of the thumbnails, but now the real good content nobody's making anymore, because if I put out a 5-minute video and people only watch 2 minutes of it, where if I put out a 30-second video and they watch the whole thing because it's too short, they practically can't click away in time, that video is getting ranked over mine even though I'm putting out more quality content. So, that had to go away. Next came like ratios. What percentage of the video is likes? Because they assumed, well, hey, if it's not clickbait and it's quality content, it'll get a bunch of likes. And that's where the whole, right at the beginning of the video, man, please hit that like button. I need a couple more likes. If I get 10,000 more likes, I'm going to eat this cactus. Or something like that. So then, yeah, the content's getting a little bit better, but people are using the like ratio to promote their videos. They're asking their audience, so their immediate fans automatically hit the like button, and their videos were getting promoted where it may have not have been the best video. They were just best at promoting, hey, like my video, please. Next became watch time. This was a pretty good system, but it had a major failure. It wasn't a major failure, but YouTube considered a major failure. So, okay, the longer the video is, the more watch time I'm going to get from a viewer, and I only got to get 1 or 2 hardcore viewers that watch the whole thing, and they've just watched an hour and a half of my content, that video will be promoted. Now all of a sudden, because trending tab was a little bit different back then, now it's just political crap, and all this information basically goes on your homepage. So if you want a political message, you go to the trending tab, but that used to be the homepage, and that's how they would trend it. So the whole entire trending tab, well, back then it was your homepage, was nothing but live stream gaming videos, or something to do with the game where you could just sit behind a controller, and there's no real content, but you're making like hour, 2-hour long videos. That's what really made PewDiePie blow up. That's where he just jumped ahead, because that's what he would do, was gaming videos. And he would do them frequently, like every day, get 2 or 3 gaming videos, because there's nothing really to do. It's super cheap to make. You play 6 hours of games, you break it into 3 videos, release it at like morning, noon, and night. Boom, now all of a sudden your channel's a success. So that isn't working anymore because they didn't want YouTube full of gaming videos. It was really hurting the growth of YouTube. It hit a certain point, and then once every single video on your homepage was a gaming video, the growth of the whole platform just started to fall. They're like, okay, we need to change that because we're only going after a very specific audience now. You gotta like video games, and you gotta like a certain creator, otherwise you're not gonna subscribe to the platform, and we don't want the whole entire platform built around a single creator, so they nerfed that. They got rid of watch time. Then they went to engagement. It doesn't matter if you like, dislike, the fact is you've engaged in the video. It doesn't matter if your comment's negative or positive, whether you've disliked or liked the video, you've engaged, so that must mean that has got to be quality content. That, again, all you had to do in your video was say something that was polarizing. You could be like, I think Donald Trump is Adolf Hitler's brother. And now all of a sudden your engagement goes through the roof because everybody's commenting and disliking your video. Now that video goes super, super viral. So that didn't work. Now this one isn't really a thing they used, but it makes a huge difference. Upload rate. How many times do you upload? Because you get a boost from your subscribers. If you're uploading daily, you get an extra 1,000 views, and then your channel as a whole gains a velocity and it starts growing. Again, a bunch of garbage content was getting uploaded. So what we got now, or what happened in 2016, that's when everybody was like, why is my channel not performing anymore? Now they use this entire scale. So you got to have a click-through rate, because it doesn't matter how good the video is. If nobody's clicking on it, it doesn't really matter. There's no point in promoting a video that people don't click on. You got to have a good percentage watched. Your like ratio, that kind of really doesn't matter anymore, because that falls under engagement. How many minutes are watched? Now, watch time isn't nearly as important as it used to be, because if it was, those little 4-minute music videos would never get millions of views. What matters now is your content is engaging and it's filling a gap no one else filled. For example, if I put out a video and in the thumbnail I had Britney Spears holding a gun, she's like half naked, people would click on that, then they'd immediately click off when they see me. YouTube would be like, okay, that's a clickbait video, it dies. We're just killing that video. If I make a video with Britney Spears in my thumbnail holding a gun, that video better be about Britney Spears, otherwise YouTube's going to kill it. You cannot use clickbait. They will kill your video, it will die. Just to prove my point, let's take a look at my top 10 videos. Now, if you go through my whole video thing, you don't see a single creator in there until I think number 40, and it's a James Yeager video, and it's because I'm disagreeing with him. And since most people disagree with James Yeager, it's doing okay. As a matter of fact, that Paul Harold video, yeah, it might have done okay or not. But when I do a creator in my thumbnail, that's for my audience. Because like I said before, nobody in their right mind would go to a channel called CRS Firearms expecting to see a Paul Harold video. That makes no sense. But apparently his audience does. So anyway, just to prove that point, I did a video, it was either slightly before it or right after it. I think it was after that video. It's getting 10 times more views. That video is about why there is not a lot of semi-automatic 22 mag options. Because it's a legitimate question that not a lot of people have answered. And that's what makes a good video. Are you filling a hole? Like there's this channel called Task and Purpose. They got 100,000 subscribers in like a year. I'm not saying they didn't deserve it. They deserve it. What they did is they found a hole. And then they found a topic nobody was covering, which was the new 6.8 cartridge. And the hole they found was basically the YouTube version of future weapons. Because they attacked that, they came in strong. Their channel is kicking some serious butt. Like, it's rocking. And good for them. Like it should, because they found a hole. And they're filling that hole. Yeah, my channel should be bigger right now. But I came into YouTube, I knew I wanted to do this as a job, so I immediately put a business model on it. So I stuck $0 except for my camera and a piece of software. And I didn't put another dollar in my channel until that channel had paid for the camera and the software. I want to go to shooting videos, but because every single one of them seems to get demonetized, and demonetized isn't just about money. Yeah, it's sad seeing a video earn like 25 cents when it should have earned like $40. But if it gets demonetized, no one sees it. It dies a YouTube death. For whatever reason, they decided that video wasn't worthy of their platform, so they hide it. It gets shadow banned. So let's look at my top 10 videos and why they are kicking butt. And you'll notice not a single one of them are a different creator. Because you know what's more recognizable than a creator? A Glock 19. Yeah, Paul Harold might have 7,000 subscribers, so... oh wow, he's got a fan club of 700,000. Do you know what fan club a Glock 19 has? It would be way more beneficial to just throw a firearm in front of my thumbnail. Way more traction. So the first one, the coat hanger machine gun. Why is this my #1 video? And why has it got so little views? It should have so much more. Well, it's my #1 video because when I seen the original coat hanger machine gun video, I went to the comment section and like every third comment was, oh, that's dangerous, the gun's gonna fire out of battery. And I was like, what? That's the most ridiculous thing I ever heard. Clearly, there is a large percentage of people that don't understand the mechanics of the AR-15. So I made a video explaining how it works and why that would not happen. Now, the reason that video isn't doing as good is because I drugged my feet through it. And then I used political messages and stuff that I know that would irritate both sides of the argument. And I spread the information across the whole entire video. This way my video couldn't be used as a one-stop shopping of how to make a machine gun. That's not what I wanted. I wanted to put out an academic video. In order to do that, I had to put all those roadblocks in the front to filter out the people that were just looking to make a machine gun. The last thing I wanted was, yo, brah, check it out, let's make a machine gun. And somebody that doesn't even like guns going down to the gun shop, buying an AR-15, using the specifications of my video, and making a machine gun. Now, if I hit it with the political messages right away, and then I make sure to also hit it with the stuff that's on the opposite side of the political messages will irritate them, I weeded out most of the people that would watch it. Yeah, it hurts me, but it kind of made me feel a little bit better about it morally. Alright, so the second video. It's about a Brownie A5. Why? Why did that one do so good? Because they made 3 million of them. That's why those guns are so incredibly cheap and everyone has one. And if you haven't had one, you've shot one. Everyone is familiar with a Brownie A5. It seems like every time I do a video with a Brownie A5 in the thumbnail, that video just rules. Kicks a lot of butt, gets a whole bunch of views. Third one, again, the Brownie A5. And then there's some myth that these are like $1,000 guns. So right in the title, I put $200 home defense shotgun. So they see the Brownie A5, they see $200. They can't help but to not click on it. And really, those shotguns are worth like $500 in good condition. So when people try to sell you one for $1,000, laugh in their face. Number 4, the blood groove. That is a very controversial topic. There was one channel, so that had one opinion. Everybody was looking for a second opinion. Not to mention, in the thumbnail, I used 2 very iconic knives. I used the Rambo 3 knife, and I used the K-bar. Everybody knows those knives. They're familiar with it. They see blood groove. I had a little arrow pointing to it. That one did really well. Number 5, Army Vet. See, this one's a little bit harder to understand. Why is a video, your number 5 best video, which will probably eventually make it to number 1, why that one? It's some nobody in Wisconsin, nobody heard of. You couldn't type in his name. It wasn't a Google result. He's not a creator. He's just some random guy. Why did that video do so good? And I left a breadcrumb trail in the comments section, just in case anybody was legitimately curious. Well, let's take a look at the thumbnail. What does this thumbnail remind you of? Ah, Rambo First Blood. I wanted this story to do good because it was so close to me and it affected me. I pulled out all the stops when it comes to clickbait. And you can't call it clickbait because clickbait is when you're clicking on a video expecting to get something and you get something totally different. So I pulled out all the stops to make an engaging thumbnail. Because I'd set it up like the Rambo First Blood thing, but I didn't make it too obvious. If I would have made it obvious, it wouldn't have got any views. But you look at that and instantly there's recognition. You're like, do I know him? Why am I getting this sense of familiarity? And because I didn't make it obvious, you couldn't figure it out just by looking at it that it was designed after Rambo First Blood. You clicked on it to try to figure out why. Now in your brain, subconsciously, it's like Rambo First Blood, Rambo First Blood. And because his story was similar to Rambo First Blood, because it really was, people didn't consider it as clickbait. They felt fulfilled by clicking on it. I got a high watch time. Because the thumbnail and title was engaging, I got a high click rate, a high percentage of watch time, a bunch of likes, an overall high percentage of watch time, just an ass load of engagement. There was so many comments on there. And then right after that video put out, I did like a video a day. So I jacked up my upload rate to boost that video. That's why that video is doing so good. Number 6, my XDS video. Why would that video do good? Number 1, I put it out at the exact time that Springfield was running into all their political propaganda. I looked at the propaganda myself and I decided, hey, That's not anything worse than Walmart, and I'm not going to stop shopping at Walmart. Well, I try to, but it's next to impossible. And looking at their propaganda, or their, I shouldn't call it propaganda. Looking at the muddy water they went into compared to like Colt or Smith & Wesson, they didn't really go into muddy water. Those firearm manufacturers are so much worse. Because everybody was crapping on Springfield at that time, the Springfield owners, they were like, oh, finally somebody's putting out a positive video. I'm going to watch that video. That's why that one did so good. The next one, number 7, Don't Be That Guy. Why did that one do so good? Well, that one's simple. Because the original video, I'm basically like talking crap about, they did nothing but crap on customers. They showed no respect for customers. They were treating customers like, I don't actually want you in my gun shop, but since you're here, I'm going to treat you like crap and give you absolutely no respect and totally wipe customer service off the board. And I made a video calling them out on that and how you should treat a customer. So that video got a lot of shares. It did really good. Number 8, Shield vs. G2C. They sold just an epic amount of shields. And the firearm that was fighting for that exact that exact market space was the G2C. That was a no-brainer. I had to make that video. And it did good. Kind of want to revisit that video because the video's not that good. So. Number 9, the M97. There's just not a lot of videos out about it. There's some, yeah, but really, none of them are that good. So I'm going to keep making videos about the M97 because those videos do good. There's a hole in the YouTube world for the M97. Now, Grantham just did a video not that long ago on the M97, so that filled a lot of the hole. But I don't think it's full completely. I still think there's room for videos on that one. Number 10, AR15 barrels. Because there's so much sales fluff surrounded around AR15 barrels, when somebody goes to buy an AR15 barrel, it's pretty overwhelming. So what I did in that video, I just wiped all the sales fluff off. I talked on the points, I gave solid information, plus I threw in a little bit of humor to make the video enjoyable to watch. It got a lot of shares, did really good. So, clickbait is not possible. What is possible is checking off every single one of these boxes. If you can do that, your video will kick ass. It doesn't matter who's in the thumbnail, because why would somebody come to your channel to watch one of their videos? That will never work. You cannot throw somebody in the thumbnail and expect to grow a channel. That's just not how things work. I think another one of the biggest problems with my Paul Harold video was they came to my video hoping I was going to pick on that Caleb guy. And I didn't. And that's what they really wanted, and they were upset that's what I was not doing. But anyway, I hope this video was at least semi-entertaining, maybe even a little enlightening. And if you think it was, make sure to hit that like button. Jump down in the comments, leave a comment. Don't forget to subscribe. Also, click on all this other random crap I'm talking about. Just kidding. That was like 2014-ish. But anyway, don't forget to subscribe. Thank you for watching.